the journey that matters. I've been on such a journey, darling. My name's Andy Gray. I wonder what you're like with your target setting and aiming for a thing. Did you know that target setting actually is a brilliant thing? Specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and timed. Smart target setting. The problem is that if you set targets, you can end up, well, hitting them or not. And then you've got like a one-time failure or success. Far better to understand that the journey itself is actually just as important as the destination. And I know it's a bit cliche to say, and we see on all the talent shows, oh, look at us, we were actually so wonderful, weren't we? And it's the journey that matters. I've been on such a journey, darlings. Yes, I know the journey is important, okay, from that point of view, but actually there's something a lot deeper about it. It's not just for you, it's for the benefit for other people. I want you to imagine that you're going to a really fantastic destination, maybe for a holiday, or maybe you're going on a day trip or something, and you've got to drive through some beautiful countryside to get to this destination. You're concentrating on the road ahead of you, and you're not paying attention to what's around you, even though you've got to drive through some beautiful countryside to actually get there. Okay, it's a little bit like that with when you plan for something and you are so focused, actually you miss it on the way through. Now, admittedly, if you are an Olympian or an athlete, then really it is a one moment in time. You either win or you don't win. Most of us with our lives, we actually spend so much time saying, oh, we have to achieve something and make one thing happen just with the once, that we forget the actual length of time of getting there can also have a big impact. Yes, it's great to have a target. If you don't recognize the difference you make to people around you while you're on that journey, you're missing out on a whole load of difference that you can make. Realize the beauty in the journey, not just in the destination. And I'm going to tell you a story which is all about that. It's a made-up story. It's not true at all, as far as I know. There once was a potter, and the potter would make pots every day. And he lived in a very, very hot country a long time ago. There was no grass, no flowers. There was just the potter and his pots. But to make his pots, he needed lots of water. And so every day he would take a journey down to the river, down the road, the hot dusty road that he used to live on, and he would carry on his back 2 empty pots. They were on yokes and they were really big ones. When he got there, he would fill them both and he would head back. But when he got back home, back to his potter's shed, he would discover that one of them would be almost empty of water and the other one would be absolutely fine. The one almost empty with water was old and it was cracked. And actually, it felt quite sorry for itself. And it said to the potter one day, said, I am old and I am cracked. Why do you still use me? Make yourself a new one and throw me out onto the rubbish heap where I belong. I really shouldn't be being used anymore. I just leak. I'm no good. I'm not achieving what I'm supposed to do, my purpose, to fill with water and be useful for you for making your pots. I'm not like the new one. And the potter looked at the pot and he said, I think tomorrow you need to pay attention to what's around you. The next day, the potter carried the 2 pots as normal down to the riverside, and he filled them up with water as he normally did. And then he walked back with them on the yokes on his shoulders. And sure enough, the old pot started to notice that he was leaking. He was emptying all over the floor as they went. And he felt more and more sad, until he remembered what the potter had said the day before. To have a look down at the side of the road, to look around him. And as he did, he realised something. There were flowers growing by the side of the road, where every day for weeks, for years, he had leaked on the floor. The only flowers for miles to be seen. And he realised that it wasn't just the destination that mattered. It wasn't just his so-called purpose that mattered. It was the difference he made to the things around him.